welcome back to Amazon Labs once again. In today's session, we are going to learn more about your keyword roots and understand how to get to your keyword roots and then segregate all your search terms or keyword basis corresponding roots and then target your keywords in a structured manner. So this is going to be a fun. So make sure you're making a note of each and every point that we are going to discuss today, and let's quickly start this session. Now firstly, in order to find your keywords, first you need to have some product, isn't it? Right, so at this point in time we are not speaking about product research. Now we are at a phase where we already have a product, and then we are trying to see how we can actually scale or how we can make more and more sales. If that is so, firstly you need to know what are your keywords, or you need to understand from where is that your competitors are getting most of the sales from. Well, if that is your question, now this is how it starts. Now first find your main competitor. Just see who is the one who is selling the most in your particular category, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to pick his ASIN. Now let's randomly pick an example. So I've just typed in ink pen. Now when I search for this particular keyword, I get to see several products. Now I've randomly taken one product, and then what I'll do is I'll just log on to my Helium 10, and then I'll get to a section called as competitors. Now there is a benefit of using software tool when it comes to finding your competitor. Now let's say if you're trying to find your competitors through bestsellers, now there is a limitation. You cannot see what is happening beyond 100 bestsellers, isn't it? Or let's say if you're trying to find your main competitor using your main keyword, what if most of your competitors who are doing well, if they are not indexed on your main keyword, or at least on that particular main keyword or search term, they could be well indexed on several other keywords which you do not know, right? So there is always a problem. Now in order to solve it, the recommendation is that always use software tools. If you have access to the tool, if you're already paying your money, then you should definitely be utilizing it to the most possible. Well, so what you are going to do is you're going to log on to Helium 10, come to this section, go to your black box, and then come to competitors. Now here you just paste in that main competitors ASIN and then hit search. Now when you hit search, right, you get to see several listings. Now all these guys may not be your direct competitors, but you see most of your competitors will feature in here. Now next what you are going to do is, now certainly you want to compare yourself with people who are doing well, isn't it? So now you're going to sort this data by monthly sales, because this will tell you who exactly is doing well. Or if you want to be more precise and granular, go with BSR. So sort it by lower to highest, because lower the BSR means highest the sales, right? So you can just follow either of the approaches, and then what you're going to do is you're going to paste the ASIN, hit search, sort the data basis sales or BSR, and then make a note of all your top 10 competitors. Just go through this list, see who is your top, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight. Just make a note of all your top 10 competitors. Now once you do that activity, now what you're going to do is you're just going to collect all those 10 ASINs, and then you're going to come to Cerebro, and then you will paste in all those 10 ASINs, and then you will try to get your keywords, right? So this is how you're going to collate all your main competitors. Try to understand who are your main competitors. You're going to understand by using tool called black box. Within black box you have something called as competitors. Now from here you get to see who are your direct and main competitors. Now you also want to understand from where is that these guys are getting their sales from. If that is the case, you need to paste in all these ASINs in your Cerebro and then do a reverse ASIN search. This is how you try to understand from where is that these people getting sales. Now I once again pasted in all these ASINs. I just hit my get keywords button. Now after hitting that button, I also extracted my keywords. Now at this stage I'm applying two simple filters. Firstly, I want to look at search terms or keywords where there is at least 500 search volume, right? It also depends. So you may go under 500, that is absolutely fine. So for demonstration purposes, let's take 500 as an example. That is my first criteria. And the second criteria that I want to apply is I also want to look into search terms where at least 4 or 3 of my main competitors are indexed. Let's say if only one of my main competitor is indexed, it means that that keyword or search term could be so broad that only 1 or 2 people are indexed at this stage. Now, especially if I'm launching my product, I don't want to go after broad keywords. I want to be more intentional. I want to look at keywords where most of my competitors are well indexed and also where there is not much of supply. If that is so, I will look for search terms. So here I have one more option where I can choose how many people are indexed. So I am telling Helium 10 that, well, you have shown me all the keywords or search terms which have got at least 500 searches a month. Now I want to look at terms where at least 4 or 3 of my main competitors are indexed. Now I just applied these two filters and then I once again hit apply filters. Now the moment I apply filters, I get to see several keywords, right? In this example, you see we were able to extract almost 375 keywords. Now here is the thing. Here is the magic now. Now you're going to, what is our goal? We want to understand what is our root, and then we also want to know, make a list of all the keyword phrases which are associated with that particular root. Now for every product there could be 2 to 5 roots or root keywords or seed keywords. Now if you know what is your seed when you're launching or when you're preparing for a launch, you can initially focus on one seed and target all the search terms which are aligned to it. Now once you gain certain momentum ranking on those long tails, eventually gradually you will also get credit on your main seed keyword, and it will become much more easier for to rank up on your main seed or root where there is lot of search volume and lot of demand also, right? Initially if you're trying to go after your root, then you may end up shelling more money, or in case if you are giving away your products, you may end up giving away more number of units to get to organic rank positions, right? So which may not be a wiser approach. So always, so this is how we are going to do now. Well, so I've extracted all my keywords. So here they are. So now you can see, so I just extracted all these 375 keywords. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to my Frankenstein. Now I'll go to Frankenstein and then I will paste in all these 375 keywords. Now firstly, in order to, now you can just look into your product and say what is your seed or what is your root, but at this stage you're guessing, right? It is not data driven. Now you may assume that for a product there are just 1 or 2 roots, but what if data is telling you that you have not 1 or 2, you have 5 or 7 roots, right? So in that case you may be, or you could be losing out on an opportunity, which should not happen, especially when you have access to tools. So that should not happen. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to paste in all those search terms in Frankenstein, and then you're going to apply few more checkpoints here. 1 word or phrase per line, include word frequency counter, because that is how I get to see how many times is this particular word available in all my 370 or 374 search terms, right? So it is telling me that in almost 274 keyword phrases or search term phrases, I am able to find this seed or root pens, right, which can be my seed or root keyword, right? So now, and then I also made everything into lowercase, removed common words, removed single words. Now after doing all that, I get to see the search frequency of each and every word. Now understand, each and every word can also become a seed, right? So now what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of permutations and combinations. Certainly I'll just remove the words where there is only one word, like here. I don't know, 1 second, remove single letters. Yes, I do have. So I'll remove it. I'll say process. Now when I process, yes. So see, these are the words, individual words. Now firstly, let's understand what is a root. Root is something which can lead you to your long tail keyword. For example, you see this word, it says pen. Now you just look into this particular search phrase. It says blue pens medium point. Now technically, you know, you by using this long tail search term, you are able to find your root, right? So through pens you can also say, yeah, pen is my seed, blue pens medium point is my long tail. It's like my long tail search term for a seed pens, right? So this is how it is. So I'll make it much more simple for you. Now each and every word that you see here has a potential to become root, right? So now what I'll do is now what I'm going to do is, now I'm interested in words where the frequency is minimum 20 or 30, right? In this example, let's take one or two scenarios and let's understand how to get to roots. Now what I'll do is I'll just copy this word pens. Now assuming this is our root, I want to understand which all search term phrases are associated with this particular root. And note one more point, I also don't want to include other terms in here. Now when I'm studying, I want to look at terms where only pens is there. I do not want gel, I do not want pilot, I do not want pen, I do not want point, I do not want black. So this is how it is. I want to understand if I'm able to find search terms by using only one word. In case if I don't find it, then in case I may do a little bit of permutations and combinations, and that is how I'll try to figure out what is my root, right? Now let's give it a try. Now let's see. If I pick this word pens, I'll go to Cerebro again, and then I will say I want to look at keyword phrases which has this word pens, and I also do not want other keyword phrases, so I'll exclude them, like gel I don't want, right? I'll say I do not want pilot, right? And I'll also say I do not want a pen, point, black, ink, right? So when I paste in all in here, I'm telling Helium 10 that show me all the search terms which has the word pens. Pen I'll remove because these are all singulars and plurals, right? I want to look at search terms where you have pens, but I do not want these words gel or pilot or point or black or ink, right? So let's try if we are able to get to any keywords. So let's do it together. Now when I hit apply once again, you can see there are about 121 search terms, right? Now you can clearly say that this word pen in itself is a root, and you have almost 121 search terms associated to this particular root. Now let's also understand if this is a significant if these search terms have got significant volume or not. In order to do that, I'll just once again sort this data by search volume, and you can see, right, pens, as I mentioned initially, pens is a very broad term. You have a search term of it's almost 332,000 541, right? So you have almost 3,32,000 searches every single month. Now if you're launching your product and if you're trying to go after this particular keyword, it will be very difficult for you. So what you should be doing is, now this is your seed or this is your root, and you also know that there are almost 121 keywords or search term phrases. Instead of going after this particular word or your seed or your root, what you can do is, from this list, look for search terms which are of long tail, where you have at least 3 or 4 or 5 words. Because why it is so important? Because your long tail keywords will also determine the purchase intent. For example, if I say ink pen, now there are so many ink pens in here, but what if a customer is coming here saying I need an ink pen which is of blue color, or blue color ink pen, and then maybe with ink bottle, right? So if I just randomly type this particular keyword, I can maybe I can get to see products or offerings where I see both pen along with ink pen along with ink bottle. Now why I'm trying to tell you this example is that now when customers are typing longer sentences, they know what they want, right? It is not just like your window shopping, or they're more clear. I mean, every customer, they have got certain buying journey. They are not in that discovery phase. They know what they're looking for. That is why they are typing in long tails, 4 or 5 words, 3 or 4 words. Now what if a customer knows what they want and they're typing in their long tails, and then if you are able to show your product to them, then the chances of you selling your product will be higher, provided you are offering a better value at a compelling price to your customers, right? So that is why you are just going to focus on your long tails, because that is where the intent is much more clear, and then it is much more easier for you to sell at a lower cost, right? And then once you gain momentum on these long tails, and then gradually you will work up your way, and then as you gain momentum on these long tail keywords, Amazon will also provide you credit for your root or for your seed keywords. What you will observe is, over a period of time, once your listing gets essential credibility in terms of reviews, sales velocity, ranking, history, Amazon will also reward you. It will also index you on your primary seed, which is pens in this example, right? So in the same manner, what you're going to do is you're also going to check or test the other single words. Understand, you in your root or seed, there can be 1 or 2 words sometimes, so you should be a little bit more careful. In case if you are not finding many search terms for one single word, just try to combine it with another word and see if that works. And you as a business owner, you should have at least the you will definitely have a basic idea of what your primary seed or root is, but that is not the end point. But that should definitely be a starting point for you to explore if there are more seeds, and if it is so, you can segregate as we discussed on this call, and then you can run your PPC campaigns. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. If that is the case, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. I once again thank you for joining this call and appreciating your time. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you guys. Take care and bye.